Hello, this is a free call from
Gypsy Blanchard.
an offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, so I went to the library and they had this month's issue of People magazine.
Yeah.
And y'all weren't in it, so I'm thinking that
No,
it's next month.
this is what happened.
Okay.
I am going, like, after we hung up, wait up, give me 1 second.
Okay.
So after we hang up, we went to Rite Aid, and so Donna sends me back a message. She's like, May 8th, and I'm like, started laughing, and I'm like, she's like, I'm not good at multitasking at all, and I said, that's okay. I said, this is only my second store I saw that. And I was like, she was like, I'm so sorry, and it's like, it's no problem. And I was like, you know, and we know when she sent me April 8th, I wanted to say, you sure not May 8th, you know? But, I thought she would have caught it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was like, because right after I was like, oh, I might have to go to the store, you know, and look. So, but I know how busy she is.
Right. Because I'm like, I went up there and I looked through the entire magazine, and I think it's going to be in the section where it says true crime stories or whatever.
Right.
Okay, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, this is this month's issue, so it's probably not in there. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's May 8th because it's right before the documentary comes out. So,
right. And we're going to be in New York when it comes out. So yesterday was my mom's birthday, so we had all one eat, and I was telling my nanny, I was like, look, because her birthday's on the 8th, and I was like, you're gonna have to go to the store on the day of your birthday, and I said, and go buy as many people's magazines as you can. And she's like, me, why? I'm like, because I said, because none of them knew. And I said, because we did, an interview with them, I said, I don't want to get as many copies as I can, I said, because, Rod's mom is not going to, probably think about it, so, and I know they're going to be all on the stands in New York, but it's like, I don't want to have to buy a bunch and put them in our suitcases.
Right, and plus,
because that's going to weigh them.
Be a little higher in New York because I hear everything's a little more expensive in New York.
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to even be the same price. So, yeah.
Right.
Better to buy it, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to get a copy from people.
Okay,
They're
good.
going to send us a copy too, but I mean, I wanna get a few copies.
I know over here, like I was telling you yesterday, they have a couple people that get People magazine. So
Right.
if I could either trade them something for it, or whenever they're done with it and don't want it, I'll be like, well, I'd like to have it.
Yeah, or have them make a copy.
Well, I mean, if there's
Like,
pictures, I can't get a copy, or if People magazine could make me a copy, that would be good.
yeah. Well,
Something
yeah. I'll definitely tell Donna to. I even might have Harriet's email,
Okay.
and if I do, I'll email her and tell them to send one to you.
Okay. Yeah.
And but if there's pictures, maybe I could tell her. I don't know. Like what if they have pictures?
Okay, so I remember whenever Michelle sent me a copy of the article, that was printed off, and they had, I think, like a couple of pictures. I don't remember how many exactly.
There was a picture of Kim and David.
Right, there was.
There was a picture of Dad. There was a picture of me. And there was
like 2 of me and Mom, and one
of
my sentencing, and then a couple of pictures of
right.
like the house,
right.
like 5 pictures or whatever.
Correct.
But I wonder, is People magazine the publisher?
To just make you one without the pictures.
No, I was thinking, like, you know how they say you can get something like a magazine as long as it's from the publisher? Well, if People magazine is the publisher and they're the ones sending it to me, I could probably get it.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. What I will do is I will if I don't have Harriet's email, I'll explain that to Donna.
Okay.
And have Donna get a hold of Harriet. I'm going to give her your address. I'm going to give Donna your address and everything, and have Harriet just send you one.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
I was wondering.
Dad put you some money.
Okay, good.
For your phone.
Okay, good. Now I was wondering, I don't have, because I sent them all to different people and everything, I don't have a picture, my Valentine picture. So I was wondering if you had the number that was on the back of it, like it's
Let me look.
The printed.
Because I have it.
They print them at Walmart, and I just need the number that's on the back of it, so I can get another copy.
Yeah, I have every picture that you took up hanging up. So, it's your it's 1302048. Isn't that your number?
Yeah, that's my number. It should be like where it's printed DCF or something, and then it has like 2 numbers.
Oh. Okay. Let me look in the light. DFC F 5646.
5646. Okay, thank you.
I guess that's the number that's on the film.
Yeah, because I'm like, anytime
I want
copies made or something, I just need a little code thingy if I don't have the actual picture. And so I'm going to get me a copy made. Hopefully they still have it in their camera.
Okay.
Because it's so weird. Like, I can send y'all pictures, but even though it's a picture of me that I sent out, y'all can't send it back to me. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's very stupid.
Right.
I'm just going to say it like that.
I'm like, it's me. And it's like, oh my God, it's a DOC picture, but it's like not of an other offender. It's like, me.
I know.
Silly.
Oh, I still need to figure out how I'm going to crop your number out.
Oh, Corey is in the hole. So
Again,
he had got a 2.1, which is getting into a fight. So he's gonna be in the hole probably for about a good 30 to
So Billy let you know?
He sent me a postcard, and I guess that was able to go through. Like a letter can't go through, but I guess a postcard can. So he's like, I'm in the hole again. Try sending me a letter or a postcard that works.
You need to tell him to freaking straighten his ass up.
I haven't been able to exactly have a conversation because.
Right, because he's been in the hole, then he got out of the hole, and he went back in the hole.
I'm like, stay in the hole.
Next time when he gets out, you need to tell him, stay out of the freaking hole. You know, I mean, I'm going to ask Billy what he did to get in the hole.
I don't remember. He didn't tell me what he ended up in the hole for last time, but he was like, he warned me this last past letter that he would be probably going to the hole again for a fight. And I'm like, okay, well, I sent him a letter out, I want to say last week, and I don't know if he got it. I'm going to have to wait till either it comes back to me or whatever.
Right.
I just sent you a letter.
I know, huh?
And then I'm like,
boys.
I'm upset at Rachel because I sent her a picture of me to send to Sebastian. She kept on saying, I'm going to send it. And she got sidetracked by other things, like her dude.
Yeah, I was about to say, that doesn't take hard to figure out.
Right. And she's like, okay, I'm finally dropping it in the mail. And, well, anyway, she prints off pictures of her and sends it to him.
And then send yours?
And then send more. Like, right now.
Well, if you want, send it to me next time with his address.
Okay. Yeah,
and Mom's going to do that for you.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to let him know. Because he's like, I would love a new picture. And I'm like, thinking, I sent one to Rachel for you.
Yeah, well, just tell him to send everything through me.
Okay. All right.
You know. Yeah, I got to get on the road in a little while.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go to the library again. I've been to the library
Yeah, I got to go give Jazz her heartworm medicine. She stays at Gerard's house, and I got to go pick up my medicine from my legs because I had that restless leg syndrome shit.
Are you on Requip?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. If not, girl, I'm running a marathon. In bed. Oh, God. I used to put...
She freaking taps her foot at night, and it drives me crazy because it moves the bunk a little bit. And I'm like, is that my heart beating that fast and I'm feeling movement when I'm trying to sleep? So I'm like, Susie, quit moving your foot.
So, okay, question. Like, if y'all have something like that, can they take medicine for something like that?
I mean, yeah, if they would have to see the doctor, and if they had a previous prescription for it, they'll continue it. You know, they have certain medications that they can continue, or have something similar. The only thing they really don't prescribe is narcotics or, opiates or anything like that. So naproxen is pain medication here. That's like the strongest pain medication you could be on. But other medications...
Naproxen?
Yeah, naproxen.
What? I know it, but I don't remember what that's for.
It's...
Is that like a muscle relaxer?
Yeah, it's like a
or
muscle relaxer. I think it's... Mom was on it, and because she was on Vicodin and naproxen. She was being prescribed naproxen for her headaches. So it kind of targets the head area, but it's a replacement for narcotic pain medications. That's what they were giving people in county.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
I had got on Instagram. I had this girl that wanted to follow me, and her name on Instagram is Edith Pop. And I saw it, and then she sent me a friend request on Facebook, and her name is Laura Hijack.
Okay.
Hijack or something like that. It's Hajek. So I saw we had, Erin as a mutual friend, so I accepted her. So and I went, just, small, like I went look at all her, pictures and, stuff on Instagram and everything. And then we traded, started talking to her, started to get to know her, and we traded our cell numbers. And I had no idea that she was in the industry. Like, she just made a movie. It's coming out on May 5th with Richard Gere called The Dinner. I watched the trailer. Yeah, it's called The Dinner.
Okay.
I watched the trailer. It seems pretty good. In fact, we were texting a minute ago. And so when we go to New York, we're going to meet up and everything. She's beautiful. She's your age. She's 26 or 27. She's close to your age.
Okay.
So we're gonna meet up and everything, and she may come, with us one day while we're walking around and stuff, because she knows where there's places to go and everything. Good places. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess like, since we've done, went to Austin, I've noticed, like, there's people that wanting to follow me that I, like, who are these people, but I'll decline them all except for her because, I was like, okay, she knows Erin, so, I'm okay with that. And I had asked her, I'm like, well, how long you been knowing Erin? And she's like, about a year. She says, but I don't really know her, like you do. She says, I just love her work and everything. And then I was like, at that time, after that, I went and Googled her. I had to Google her, and that's when I saw that she, was in a movie with Richard Gere, and I texted her, I'm like, girl, you in a movie with Richard Gere?
That's cool.
She was like, yeah. I'm like, damn.
That's really cool.
She's like, yeah, she's shooting for a lead role one day, and everything.
Awesome. Well,
but she's also sings, and that's her, her Edith Pop is the name of her band, but it's kind of, you know, like, uh, it's not music that I think we had talked about that, right? Her video.
Yeah, that it was like weird.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well,
Nothing that I would listen to, but maybe since I'm knowing, like, getting to know her.
Yeah. Like,
you know.
Sort of, kind of. I mean, like, to be honest, there's been some celebrities that or singers that I'm like, I don't really listen to their kind of music, so I wasn't familiar with who they are or anything. But sometimes it's just
right.
nice to get their autograph, them as a person.
Right.
And so whenever you meet like a real fan, you'd be like, okay, they were very nice and they're very down to earth, or they were like snobby or whatever. Like the only person that I've ever met that was like a little bit short with us was Raven Simone. And you would think,
oh, really?
Yeah, you would think like she's like all cool and everything. Now this was back in her Disney days.
Yeah, she seems snooty though.
Yeah.
Like some of the interviews I've watched with her, like when she said, how she said that? She's not white, she's not black, she's not straight, and she's not gay, but she's gay.
And she's not a man, and she's not
but
a
she don't believe in, right.
Right.
I'm like,
I remember that.
well, what the hell you are?
Mhm.
You just this space.
Right.
You know, and I was like, that's odd.
Very,
you know,
very
okay,
odd.
well, yeah, very, very odd. Yeah.
On the visit with Nona, I was telling her about what we talked about Ms. Donna and her client, her clients being Brad and Angelina Jolie. Well, Nona has never liked Angelina Jolie. She's always been a Jennifer Aniston fan. So.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, I knew she was crazy. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, shit. She kind of live out the box. I mean, I had a feeling she was, but I didn't think she was that crazy. Like how Donna, like when Donna, said she's crazy, I was like, oh yeah, she seems to be crazy. And she looked at me, she's like, no, girl.
Crazy.
She's crazy. Like, okay.
Well, whenever she was like younger and stuff, she wore like blood around in like a necklace or something.
Yeah. Yeah, when she was married to Billy Bob Thornton,
right.
They both wore vials of blood around their neck.
Like, okay.
I'm like, okay. And admitting on national TV how they just screwed in the limousine on the way to their premiere.
Right. I'm like, well, make someone do some crazy stuff, but you don't have to really voice it.
Right. Yeah. I just told Laura, because I was like, because we were texting when you called, and I said, I'm telling Gypsy how cool you are. She said, thanks. I think she seems cool too, because I thought, we talk about, about you and, and how much, like how you change, like from the first time, like we seen you, till now and everything. And, because she's got so intrigued, just like everybody else, and,
that's cool.
It's, I told her, I said, I've learned. I said, along the way, and I said, I'm sure you have too. I said how, like Jahan, okay? She had interviewed y'all a couple of times with KY3. Well, when the story was all going on, we only did interviews with them, because they made us feel really comfortable and everything. And when she left, I moved back to Texas after the trial and everything was over. Well, remember how I told you she was supposed to get me all the interviews, everything?
Yeah.
Girl, I could text her. I had texted, like, when I found out, like, I saw on her Facebook page, like, they had gave her a farewell party.
Uh-huh.
So I sent her a text and was like, something to the fact, like, oh, sorry, you leaving, but, I'm sure you're going to be glad to be home, everything with, with your family and everything. Oh, and by the way, if you can, could you still, get me those copies or ask someone to make the copies? Ignored me.
I could have told you she was like that because whenever she came to interview us for, I think it was maybe the anniversary, no, it was Rita hit Louisiana, Hurricane Rita. And they had asked questions that really kind of, it was disturbing because Mom was going through a lot because Rita had hit where Momo Emma is buried, and it like hit near that
right
area. And Mom was worried about her tomb getting flooded and stuff like that. So
yeah, but everything's fine.
They asked that question, like, how do you feel knowing your mom's buried there and stuff? And whenever she came over, she sat on the couch and she kind of like did something with her hand that made a gesture that our house was dirty. Now, at that time, we knew we had an interview to do, so we cleaned the house. But we kind of just got a vibe that she was snooty in a way. So.
And look, we hit it off with her. I mean, because her dad owns like an oil company. I mean, so her and Dad had lots to talk about. I mean, she would text me all the time, when I was home, or, and everything. But like after she moved, it was like we didn't even exist anymore. And, the other day I wanted to like post a saying that I found, like something like to a point where, it's sad that it was something to the point where, it's sad that you were only there when you needed information, and now that it's over, I don't exist. And I wanted to literally screenshot that and crop it because it was, from one of those quote things, and put it on our freaking page.
Yeah.
On our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Because sometimes it is that way. Like, that man that Mike had totally went up to the boss of KY3 or Caller 10 or whatever it was, the reporter that was coming at me like a best friend. Oh, if you need anybody to lean on, I'm right
there. Yeah, that was probably
money on your books and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was probably KOL or whatever 10 because.
Yeah, I think it was Caller 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Because we never did an interview with them, and like they were like one of the last ones we did when they had fought. Well, not one of the last ones we did, but when they came after that, and I mean, we're like Jahan and all, they always stayed their distance because we would always go meet them somewhere. Well, they came up and they were like in that space, and he's trying to get in the truck, and I'm like, Rod, get in the truck. Rod, get in the truck. And I thought she was gonna, and they were like, what? You only gonna share your interviews with KY3? and everything, and I'm like, don't, even, respond to that, And I mean, he did, like, they had asked, how we were handling it and everything, and, and stuff like that. And I didn't say nothing. I kept my distance, and everything. I just kept my mouth closed. And, your dad said, a couple of things to them. And I'm like, then they put it on the, on the news, and then they put it on their website. And I'm like, the bitch she put Rob. And I'm like, the bitch don't even know how to, spell your name. She thinks your name's Rob. Oh, Lord. I'm like, if you try to learn so much about us, and freaking spell your name right. Like like everybody, I can understand them spelling my name wrong. They never ever once spelled my name wrong. Never. Right. But and somebody, right? I mean, and so somebody let them know, like before I did, was like, God, if you're so much into this, and you want to, you can't even spell Gypsy's dad's name right. It's Rod. So they did go correct it about 2 hours after it had been up and everything. But so what I'm going to do is I'll just probably contact KY3 myself and see if I could get everything on like a disc and tell them, that she had, promised me. Because she was like, yeah, when y'all come, next time y'all come, we'll bring y'all tour the newsroom, the news station and everything and, stuff like that. So,
it's just, you don't know somebody's motives until, like, later on. And you kind of get a feel of who's still, like, whenever everything's going on and active and everything, and everybody's lending out their hands, and whenever it's all over, you find out how many hands are still left.
Yeah. I mean, and trust me, I mean, all my friends that have, the day they found out, have still been with me through it all. I mean, but these are my friends that I've been knowing forever. And even the ones that I have met online, like Jana, and, a little handful of others, like Jen and Jerry and Paul and Rita. They have never strayed. Never strayed. And
you find friends, you don't need them.
Right. I owe my, my loyalty to them. And Billy, I mean, I will never, I can't repay them enough, and there's things that I have told Billy and that I have told Jana, that they have never, ever told anybody. And it was my, even if it was my, having a bad day and I'm crying and I'm mad at the world, and it wasn't about, your mom or whatever, they just were there to listen. And, that's what means the most. And what's crazy is some of the friends that I have that I thought would be by my side weren't.
I know.
And some that I would never have thought would, wouldn't have been, were.
Exactly. Exactly. I found that happening to me too, and I'm like, isn't it amazing the people that you think have your back the most are the first ones to leave, and the ones that you never would have thought are there for you? Because I didn't think that Aaliyah was a true friend, to be honest. Like, in the beginning, before all this,
right.
I didn't know. And then she started coming to my course, and I'm like, oh my
She
God,
never missed one.
She's, she's being such a good friend to me. And I'm like, the last time we had spoke, Mom kind of turned us
right
against each other, kind of.
Yeah, she tried to squash it,
Right. So I'm like, I didn't expect that. And then Rachel Miller and Ray Miller, I used to call them Aunt Rachel and Uncle Ray.
Right.
They were the first people that I was going to call whenever I got arrested, but I didn't remember their number or even know their number. And
right, because that's the one that I found that letter when we were cleaning the house. That if anything, like your mama had wrote it like 2 years before, like in 2000. God, 2 years before her death, she had wrote it, and saying that if something happened to her, that you were to go live with them, and that you were to continue getting child support from your dad, and that all her possessions, go to you. And I'm like, who are these people? Because she always told us that if something happened to her, we were getting you.
And
so
that's who owned the power of attorney paper.
Right.
The secondary.
Right.
And
right.
I'm like, I kept telling Mike, these are the people that have it. In case anything would happen to Mom, I would go to them, and he would try and contact them. No, nobody contacted
Right. It
them
took a long time.
It took a while, and Mom had wrote that in one of her depression stages. She was thinking about killing herself. And
I found that paper in your room, folded up on the floor.
Yeah, because she had. She had gave
I don't know.
To me.
Like on a piece of stationery, or something.
It was like a note.
And I had
stationery,
right.
Little paper.
Yeah, and I just picked it up, and I'm like, okay, what this is? If I wouldn't have opened it up and threw, because I was about gonna throw it without even looking. I'm like, oh, let me see what this is. And I'm glad I did. Because that gave us a piece of a puzzle. And I would get a lot of Facebook messages from friends that I didn't have, and I didn't know it went into this part of messages that weren't your friends, and you had to accept it or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know that even existed till about almost a year into it. And I'm like, why is it showing I have messages in Messenger when I don't? So I'm messing around and I find it, and I have hundreds of people. I'm so sorry what y'all going through. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for Gypsy. She shouldn't have to go through this. So I'm, just reading every one of them. And then I come across one from, what's her name? Miller.
Oh, yeah, Rachel? Yeah.
Rachel. I want to say Rita Miller from Ghost.
Okay.
So she's like, hi, this is my name. I'd appreciate it. Now, I've never talked about her on Facebook. Never. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't drag my name into everything on Facebook. And I'm like, and I guess she was sending that in case I would. So I replied to her, and I'm like, I never have, nor will I ever, drag, your name into it. Right. I said, because that is irrelevant, because she's not going to you. It's null and void.
Right. And I made that clear to Mike once. Once I wanted to destroy the power of attorney papers, I'm like, I had called Rachel. I had asked her, I explained to her that you need a copy of, or, send the power of attorney papers to you, give all the information that, you need. And she said that she would send it, and she said that she did.
It took a while.
Yeah, it took a long time. And I talked to her on the phone, and she was like, I sent it to your attorney and everything, but in the paper or on Facebook or whatever, they were saying that I didn't want to give it up, or I was withholding information and things like that. And I'm like, no, I just need to void the paperwork, because it's holding all the medical records from my attorney to get it, to sort everything out. I mean, my case probably would have been done a whole lot sooner if those papers wouldn't have even been there, because my case has been able to get the medical records and deal with that. So, I don't know. But I had sent her a letter a few months ago, maybe more than a few months ago, and I had told her, I'm like, I don't know what happened between the time that you came and visit me to now, but, like, I've apologized to her, and I've explained the best I could, and she was like, write me a letter in December of 2015 and sent me a card whenever I first got to Vandalia. And and then that's it. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. I mean, there are some people that just don't want to have any contact with me, and I understand that. But could y'all let me know?
Yeah.
Like, let me know. I want to talk to you.
Right. So you don't waste your time.
Right.
Wondering. If there's closure, give me closure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean.
That's fast. And I'm like, I know that they're a very heavily Christian family, and they have been knowing me since 2007, when we first started going to the Hope Lodge. And that's a long time to know somebody, but that's also a long time to be fooled and think this farce is real.
Yeah.
So I can understand how that would hurt, because they came over to our house for Easter one year. Rachel had came over and stayed at our house for I went for the Twilight, the premiere of the last Twilight movie. The movie theater was doing a fundraiser or something to raise money for cancer awareness. And so since she was the president of the Hope Lodge at that time, she had came over to stay, and I did a speech at the movie theater. We got lots of donations and everything. And so, I mean, we had been through a lot together and kept in very close contact. So, I mean, I can understand how that would hurt.
Yeah. I mean, but that was more of your mom's dealing than,
I know.
than you.
There's still going to be people that feel that way.
Right.
And
There still will.
I'm happy that, some people that may have felt that way in the beginning have come around. And
right.
There are some people, like, I didn't know their number, or, it took them a while to contact me or to get to that point of being able to speak to me again. So it's a process of seeing who's still there from the past, and
right.
who still wants to be there, and what part do they want to play in my life,
Exactly. Exactly. And, you'll, find that out, in time. Some, might, take a while, to process things. But maybe once they see the documentary,
right, things might change.
Things might change.
I told Nona and Miss Laura, I'm like, I told them the truth. I mean, they are sensitive people. They're older, they're up there in age. Nona's 70, which I'm like, oh, didn't you just turn 60? And she's like, 10 years ago. But I'm like, if I was you, knowing how close we were, I don't think you should see it. I don't think either of you should see it. And I explained why. I'm like, there's stuff in there I didn't want to be put in there. It explains things a little better, but y'all don't need to see pictures of Mom's body. Y'all don't need to see me in the most unsensitive ways. And I'm like, they don't need to see that. That's horrible.
Yeah. But curiosity is going to get the best of them. I mean, and they might not watch it. Right. But if they do watch it, Gyps,
this call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
They might have a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, there's, pictures of your mom that are in there, and, okay, yeah, there's a picture of you in your bathing suit. You look hot.
I don't care about the bathing suit picture. It's just the one day after footage and stuff like that. And I'm like, I told them that pictures of Mom's body, and they looked appalled. They're like, I can't put that in there. I'm like, I know.
Anybody, look, if anybody, okay, I'm going to ask you this straight up. People are going to ask me, okay, this was the day after. How, look how she's acting. And I'm just going to say, or what do you want me to say? Because I was going to say, well, she was wasted. She was numbing her feelings. She didn't want to think about it.
Right.
She didn't want it to be a reality.
Right. And I mean,
she didn't want to deal with it right then and there. She wanted to forget.
Right. And I'm like,
that's exactly what I would have done.
It's just
I'd have been fucked up too.
Because I'm like, I told Mike and that, I didn't want to voice it at first, even though it was in my head. I didn't want to voice it because I'm like, oh my God, this sounds horrible. But when I told him, he was like, what was your thought process during those 4 days that you were, quote unquote, on the run? And I'm like, to be honest, I felt like I had wings and I was learning to fly for the first time. And that was
right.
4 days of the most freedom that I've ever had. And he's like, that
right.
I really expected you to say. And I'm like, it sounds horrible. And he's like, no, it makes
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does make perfect sense because we know, what you went through.
Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people kind of need to understand. I mean, yeah, I was wasted, but at the same time, my emotional state was like, oh my God, I'm so free. There's, things I want to do.
Yeah.
At the hotel, when you've seen the footage, well, at the hotel a couple of minutes before that, I'm like, Nick, let's go downtown. Let's go dancing. Let's go to a club. Let's go.
Right.
Let's
You
go
wanted
swimming.
to.
I just want to do everything all at the same time. And
so, I mean, did you at one point ever think, like, we might get caught?
I think that I really didn't see us getting caught because I didn't remember that I told Aaliyah about Nick in a Facebook conversation. So I didn't remember that. But that's a key.
But basically, you thought once you deleted phone messages,
we didn't even do that.
Text.
We didn't even do that. We kept
Y'all didn't delete that phone. Y'all didn't delete nothing.
He had deleted his Facebook account, and we created one together.
Right.
But I don't remember if there were certain conversations. Mike says there were certain conversations that were kind of in pieces. Some were deleted, some were not, and it was hard to retrieve.
Yeah, but they got icy text that could.
Right.
I mean, it's never ever erased.
Fully deleted. But like Nick, he played this song because he brought his iPod or MP3 player, and I brought mine. And he played this song, and it was this weird Asian song, but it was like the lyrics were, "They're not gonna get us," and we got got.
Oh.
But I don't think either of us really thought that we were gonna get caught, and we were so uncareful about everything from, leaving the house, and just the whole thing was not even really planned and thought out correctly, because it's like, who keeps the murder weapon? Who,
Exactly.
does all this kind of, who keeps the phones with the text messages on it and stuff like that?
I know, I was thinking,
I'm like,
they should have threw that all in the water.
Right, because the plan was to throw it in some big lake. And
right.
But we got arrested before that was able to happen, and we talked about that. I mentioned it. I'm like, we really should get rid of that thing and put it in the lake before, your mom checks her closet or something. And I mean, our conversations were like, we mentioned it, but it was like an unspoken sort of knowledge.
Right.
And the only time we would talk about it is whenever I'd be breaking down crying, have spells of breaking down
freaking
crying.
out.
And freaking out. And there was one part where I started to cry whenever I got to his bedroom, because I'm like, this is not what I expected. I more mature, and just, seeing weird stuff like wrestling sheets on his bed, and just seeing how
you were expecting to be with a man, not a boy.
I'm like, this is not what I expected. And he's like, I know what it is. You're mad at me because of what I did. And I'm like, at that time, I'm like, no, it's not that. It's the fact that this isn't what I expected. I expected this.
No, because you could be anybody on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, that's just internet. But there was another thing I had wanted to ask you too. Did you, and I mean, if you don't want to tell me, that is perfectly fine. I understand. Did you go look at your mom after?
No. What happened was I was in the bathroom, and Nick I'm thinking he went to the kitchen because he came inside the bathroom with a piece of paper towel that was only in the kitchen, and there was a trail of his blood because he cut his finger to the kitchen and then back. So whenever he opened up the door, he immediately told me to take my clothes off and start cleaning the bathroom where his finger was bleeding and put a Band-Aid over his finger. So anyway, I do that, and then he forced me to clean up the little blood spots on the carpet of the hall. I cleaned that up, and then that's when he takes my arm and takes me to my bedroom, but I never looked that way, and he closed the door to my bedroom. So I never...
Well, you couldn't have seen anyway because it's so dark in her room.
Right, and like the only light that was there was the little mini lights that was on her bed. And so I know what you're talking about. Right, it was all very dark.
The ones above her bed.
Right. And whenever he was packing my suitcase and it came to crossing the bedroom, because my bedroom was right across from hers.
Right.
Whenever I would be leaving my bedroom, he would block her entrance way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I never, to this day, I still never have seen a wound, never have seen, the damage that he did.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you this. When we went in there was not one speck of blood anywhere, like on that big, why she had that big sheet on her wall?
That was for
that was to watch movies?
Yeah, that was for the DVD projector.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
They didn't have one speck of blood on that.
Wow. Okay.
Like, nothing. And but as long as she,
I said that's comforting in a way to know it wasn't, this freaking
right.
blood.
It wasn't a horror look, right?
Horror scene.
And that how many days she was in there?
I
think. So she got discovered.
Like 4, maybe like 3, borderlining on 4 or something.
And the house didn't smell.
Right.
Like that there was a body in there.
Yeah. I think that was
at all.
Because I had turned the thermostat on low. And
yeah, but
I
don't know.
Telling people that in county, and that was one of the things that got circulated around the pod so they can go and snitch on me, is she turned the thermostat on low. I'm like,
Yeah, but they took a picture of that. They had a picture of that in evidence of the thermostat setting. So, I mean, you don't even need, it didn't matter if they ratted on you or not. They had a picture of that.
It's in evidence, yeah. But it's like...
Right. Everything that you could possibly think of, Gypsy, they had pictures.
Right. And have you ever seen like episodes of CSI? And
girl,
okay,
I'm a CSI freak.
Well, they have like some episodes that kind of explain whenever they find a body or something, and say if it's someone wrapped in a blanket or something, they have that it shows remorse. It's the person, it was someone close to the victim, and that it shows remorse. And so I guess me turning the thermostat low was a sign of remorse in a way, because it's like, even in the heat of the moment, it's still a sign of remorse.
Right. And you didn't even have to post nothing. I mean, it's not like you didn't want her to be found.
Right.
Because you did. But, I mean, all in all, I mean, it is what it is.
I wish I wouldn't have put
you did
that on there.
Well,
not nice.
Just don't beat yourself up on that. I mean, that's how you were feeling.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even that's how I was feeling. It was that's what Nick had said whenever he first came into the house. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that and post it, and because that sounds alarming, and that will,
well, yeah.
the norm.
Everybody was thinking y'all got hacked,
Right, until that other comment was put on there.
Right. I mean, I
don't know, just going through everything in my mind, I'm like, I can pick through my mind all day long about what I did wrong and the choices that I made that I could have avoided. And I'm like, I feel a sense of embarrassment, humiliation, anger, frustration, just all of the above. And
well, let me tell you something right now, Gyp. If it would have been somebody non-family related and held you for prisoner for that many years, and you did what you had to do to get free, that's the same situation.
I wouldn't have had any prison time.
You wouldn't have. You're right. You wouldn't have. And, a lot of people, say that, and I agree, because you were held prisoner. And I think the only reason probably why you're doing time is because, y'all went on trips, y'all did this and that.
Right.
Yeah,
it was like a fantasy nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
If you would have never, got to see the light of day,
right.
It would have
that would have been
probably totally different.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't know, when you would slip up and say something wrong, they didn't know that your mama would slap the shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They didn't know none of that crap. Now that we are, aware of things, and now, few months after it happened, and we would watch interviews, and we'd see her holding your hand, and, we'd watch the interview over and over. We were like, God, this is so rehearsed.
Right.
You could just, you become more aware,
Yeah, until, some people, it's like the people that didn't know us or anything would be like, oh, my God, how could this daughter do this to her mother? Because when I first got arrested in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin jail, one of them was like, you're going to burn in hell. My mom did some fucked up stuff too, but I forgave her and stuff like that. And I'm like, I was just like crying and didn't know what to do or what to say.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
And then your first instinct is to want to explain, and that's my
right.
A letter or a message to my public defender
Check
upstairs.
the trap.
For like, shut up, don't talk to any of these girls about anything.
Right, and it's hard because, you want to justify, but what you did, it's like, I didn't off my mom just because I wanted to off my mom.
Right.
There are reasons.
Right, and that's
you
what I
know.
even told Michelle, and she put it in the article. Is whenever I had told her, I'm like, this isn't a story about a girl that killed her mom because she wanted to be with her boyfriend. It's a story of a girl
Right.
escape. And
Right.
people to this day, even in prison, like there's certain drama for me, just because I moved houses, and there's certain drama saying, oh, it's the same stuff, talking about my case, saying, oh yeah, she did it along with him, blah blah blah. I'm like, do you want to see my paperwork? Because in every single article, every single anything, it has that I handed him the knife, I gave him the glove.
Yeah, and he even said
kill her.
that he did it, that you were in the bathroom.
Mhm.
He didn't say, oh yeah, she was right on the side of me.
Right.
No, he never says that.
Right. And that's what they want so bad for the story to be, is that I physically did the act. They want it to be that so bad so they can just down me. And
you wouldn't have had the strength to do that.
I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, if you would have wanted to, you wouldn't have had the upper body strength to do that.
Right. I'm like, I don't have it in me. And even as much as I mean, I don't that I shouldn't hate Nick, but as much as I dislike him and would want a sense of revenge or whatever, I would not kill him. I'm like, you probably deserve a fate worse than death. You deserve to live with what you did. And, so I wouldn't have it in me to take his life anyway. And he's the person that I, dislike most in this world. I went from loving him so much, we were so crazy in love, to a crazy
hating.
So it's like, but never crazy enough to take a life.
Yeah, I hear you, girl.
But I think if the foot was on the other shoe, that he would take mine in a snap of a finger.
Yep. I think the same, because just what he said that freaked the fuck out of me. And that text was how he said that Victor loves to kill. That, I mean, so it's like, okay,
right.
Who else Victor
Has
killed?
he done it before?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, are his, once this documentary gets out, or his neighbors are going to be like, oh, that's what happened to my pet.
Right. Because that's where it starts off with. It starts off with pets, and then it moves on to humans.
Right. I mean, I'm sure DeeDee was his first human, but now I'm sure once the documentary comes out, all the neighbors are going to be like, oh my God, that's what happened to my dog, or that's what happened to my cat, or that's what happened to my rabbit, my hamster, whatever.
And to come up with the shit that he comes up with in his mind. And I'm like, I had wrote Mike telling him all about, it was like a confession letter, but I couldn't get it to him through legal mail because they would have read it, even legal mail.
Right.
And so I physically stuffed it in my pants and took it with me to an attorney visit and gave it to him. And after everything was over, it's in evidence and everything. But I told him the stuff that Nick would talk about regarding discussing the murder. And, he came up with stuff like, we're going to, let the pigs eat her because pigs eat anything. I want to rape her. And after you could drink my ejaculation and stuff like this. I mean, it's fucked up stuff. And I'm like, I told Mike everything. And it's all documented on the messages. So, and
right.
I may have replied like, I don't think that's such a good idea.
Right,
that's
right.
gross or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, anytime I would try and go against him, he would yell at me, so it ended up having to agree just to shut him up. Things like that.
Yeah, I hear you, girl. I mean, sometimes you have to just agree to avoid the conflict.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
That's why
I'd have been, the same thing.
I'm happy that, the court is starting to see that there is no victor. There is no, so much mentally wrong that he's innocent. I'm happy that they're starting to see that he is guilty. And
Right.
So, part of me thinks that he even enjoyed it. So, I'm like,
I know.
Prison was made for psychopathic people like him.
That's what I'm saying too, girl. Because if he would, okay, let's say, y'all would never got caught. You know what I'm saying? Never got caught. Who's to say that if you wouldn't have pissed him off one day, and he's thinking, well, I got away with it one time, I'll get away with it again. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't think we would have ever had a relationship with you.
Right.
Because you would have been like, fuck them, they didn't care about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what was in your head.
I still would have been blind. And he was like, whenever it came to, anything regarding y'all, which I didn't really talk all that much. I just said, my dad got remarried and he has a new family now and we don't really talk. And that's all that I told him. And
right.
So, he just said that, I never had to get in contact with anybody because he's the only one that would ever.
He was family.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I'm like, I highly doubt any of this would have, happened, us having a relationship or anything, because I would have been in the dark still.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But to anyone that is like, oh, do you feel like it saved you in any way? I'm like, no, because he made things harder for me. Because he could have easily, a man or any responsible human being told of what's going on in my home life would have been like, I'm going to call the authorities. I'm going to, if you are to
right.
I'm going to take care of it. You're going to be protected.
Yeah. Anybody in their right mind would have said, calling the cops.
Right. So I'm like, I don't think he saved me. I think, it's God that makes, let things happen and blesses people with certain lives and blessings. I consider y'all a blessing. So it's a blessing that y'all are here for me. It's a blessing that I was able to have my eyes and heart opened enough to get to know y'all in order for us to have a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it is a blessing because, I mean, like you said, like in your eyes, you thought we didn't give a shit. But we thought so differently, I mean, it's just crazy the manipulation that your mom did.
Right. And it's like,
but
it's a huge web. It's unbelievable. And sorting it all out. And people ask me all the time, like, sum it up in a nutshell. And I'm like, I don't even think that the summary of it is short.
No. It's like, 5 hours.
Maybe 10. And then it's
yeah,
like
maybe 10.
Once you peel back a layer, there's 10, 20 layers underneath.
Right. I mean, because it all starts from as a young child, you know? It doesn't start, 5 years ago,
Right.
It
and
goes
like,
further.
And like, I was trying to explain my life and how I am to my roommate, and because she was, people were approaching her talking shit about me, and she was wanting to know the truth. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, if you have any questions, ask me, because I'd rather you ask me,
right,
assume, or believe the rumors that may or may not
right,
be real. So I'm like, just ask me.
I agree.
And so
I agree.
we started talking, and she was like,
I mean,
haven't you ever tried to run away? And I'm like, I did once, and I got, Mom came and found me. I got caught. Tried to run away a second time, got caught. And, different stuff like that. And
right.
I'm like, it's complicated whenever it's a parent or someone that's close to you, because you have that emotional attachment, and you're under their thumb your whole life. And
right.
She's like, why are you so boy crazy? Like, you are unbelievably boy crazy. And
because I had a chance for it.
I'm like, I've only ever had one boyfriend in my life, and he's the one that I've, caught the case with. And it was an online relationship anyway. So it's kind of foreign to me. So it's exciting. And she's like, oh, okay. I was just wondering. I'm like, okay, because, if you have any questions about my personality, just ask me. And, like, she was like, well, I think you're being fake because you just seem too nice. And I'm like,
well, it's kind of hard for them to wrap around it, because your life was not normal like everybody else.
Right. It is hard for them to understand. And they're like, how come just certain life experiences that I haven't had yet? And they're like, how could you be so naive yet be in prison? And I'm like, they think that my personality.
It was my mama's fault?
Because I'm like, I'm naive about a couple of things, and they think that my childlike, quote unquote, teen personality is fake. And I'm like, no, it's real.
No.
I'm working to mature, but this is how I've been held back my whole life as a preteen or whatever. So,
right.
I mean, I'm maturing as I grow.
Yeah, I mean, and I can understand them questioning that,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, all of us, we don't question that because we know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. So that's why they question it. But we all know. So that's why we don't say, well, Gypsy, why? Like they're asking. We don't need to question it. We know the answer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but I could say this. I find that your voice is maturing. I mean, it's still squeaky, like my mom Manny, but has improved. I find.
That's probably from the vaping I did in county.
I think it's because it's you offer all that medication.
Right.
I mean, I think being off all that medication, that, your voice is your voice. Like I said, you got my mom Minnie's voice.
Yeah.
That's how she talks.
But it's like it's.
But it's.
Yeah.
Yes, it is improving. I have noticed that. And I think, that it's how it is now is how exactly it's going to stay. But I love that voice. I love that voice.
And I'm like,
that's my baby's voice.
I don't want to squeak my whole life because in Pantera they're like, male call, mouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, on Five House, some of the COs, they tease me like on a daily, but it's all in good fun.
Right.
They're like, oh God, if your voice sounds like that now, imagine you on helium.
Yeah, that must be. Never thought about that. But look, hey, if they wouldn't tease you, that means they wouldn't like you.
Right.
So you got to think of it like that too.
I do miss them. They're all like, I saw my old boss, and he's like, hi Blanchard, how you doing? I'm like, doing good. I'm looking at the eyeshadows for the new fundraiser, and he's like, you don't need none of that. Don't you have like 10 of them? I'm like, I have 3, and I'm a girl, so I can always use more.
Yeah, but you have such a beautiful complexion.
I know. I got the sun, so I got a huge sunburn on my nose. My nose is red.
Oh, you got buff?
But it's getting a little better. It'll fade to a good tan.
Yeah, but did they fuss you?
Huh?
Did they fuss you?
No. It's not that bad to where I would get in trouble for it. It's just a little red, but they know that everybody is going out and playing games and hanging out with their friends on the yard, so they can't stop the sun from shining.
I hear you.
But anyway, I gotta go to the library.
Yeah, I gotta go run errands.
Okay. Well, I love you, and I will.
I love you
talk to
too.
you later. Oh, and
all right, my love.
Can you tell Kristy that I got her card and I love it?
Kristy,
my friend Kristy.
Oh, Kristy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that after we hang up.
She sent me a Halloween card and it says grandson on it, and she's like, I know you're not my grandson, but I thought you would like this card.
I will definitely let her know that right now.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. I love you.
All right. Love you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
The caller has